Hello, this is RiptailsRock09, and in this video I will be showing you my mouse breeding setup. Anyway, here it is. This is the first part. It's actually an outdoor setup, so that it's a little bit different than from what you do indoors. And well, anyway, here's the first part. This is actually an old chest of drawers, which I modified for the purpose. You can see it is elevated above the ground. That is because behind me is like 100 acres of open space, so I have coyotes, coons, skunks, etc., etc., that would all love to have a mousy snack. So that's one of the reasons that's the reason it's elevated above ground. And as you can see here, I've taken one. Normally that top drawer's in, but I decided to take it out so I wouldn't have to do that while you watched. Anyway, you can see I cut square holes in the side, and then I just hot glued wire mesh, which seems to keep them in really well. And then I also had to cover up, patch a few holes here and there throughout the thing to make sure it was mouse proof. But once I did, it works just fine. So anyway, in here, oh, and by the way, to keep them from a coon or something opening, because I know how amazing coons are at getting into stuff, I have drilled two holes, a hole here and a hole here, twisted wire through them, and then attached it to, I hope this isn't fuzzy, and then attached it to an 8-penny nail, which I bent over, and then hooks into a hole over here on the side, and that way it prevents something from sliding it open. And if a coon is smart enough to figure out how to get this open, then he'll only probably figure out how to get one open because I have one on both sides. So that's pretty much, that's how I keep. And these holes here, I have one on each side, are actually where the water goes in. I attach the water up top, but I decided to take that off so I wouldn't have to take it off while you watched. So anyway, let me open it up here. Here it is. And I actually spend very little on the upkeep of these guys because, as you can see, the bedding is just shredded paper, which costs me nothing because I just shred paper every little while. And their hide boxes are actually just tissue boxes. When they wear them out, I just get another ones, more of them. See, here's a nice little female. She's nursing. These are the cute little babies. They're actually quite friendly little mice. Well, at least the breeders are, except the babies aren't. So those are the babies, and there is their running wheel, which is homemade. Because I went down to buy a couple, and these things are like $5 a piece for just little tiny ones, and I needed bigger ones. So I wasn't really willing to do that. And also, I give them watermelon rinds occasionally because we have a lot of watermelon. And what I do is I've taken a little piece of wood and screwed screws through it, pointy side up, so that the watermelon and other food like corn, carrots, etc. stay out of the bedding and don't mess it up. So, yeah, and then over here, I have a tad different. Their setup's a little bit different. I actually have these guys in a rabbit hutch because I didn't have chest of drawers at the time. So this first one, these guys are actually in about a 30-gallon terrarium, which was cracked, so I couldn't use it for reptiles anyway. And this is actually an extra water. That's their typical one, which I got because some lady gave me and yes, those are the chickens, which are very annoying. And I wish she'd be quiet right now. Of course, she decides right now. Hold on. Yeah, go. There we go. Anyway, so that is their waterer. Some lady gave me a bunch of these mice. That was me throwing something at the chickens. So anyway, that's a homemade waterer, which I only have that because mice only eat their babies, as far as what I've seen, is either because they're out of food or they're out of water. And once they get the taste for babies, sometimes many times they'll continue to eat the babies. But usually as long as they have food and water, they won't start eating babies. And so that one is there. It gets filthy and whatnot, but as long as there's just a little bit of water for them to get to, they usually don't turn on the babies. And over there is a hide box. There's the male doing his job on a female. Watch this. Wow! How was that? Anyway, there is their watermelon on the spiky thing. And this is a hide box which I got with the mice, so I didn't pay for that. This female's pretty pregnant. She's not very pregnant, but you can see how she's got a lot down there by the hips. There's their food, and their food, I actually feed them. I don't feed them mouse food because it's actually really expensive when you have this many mice. So what I actually buy is 50-pound bags of pig breeding pellets, which cost about $12 a pound. So, and actually, that's about as much as I spend on these mice every month. because a 50-pound bag lasts these mice probably a month and a half, and so that's pretty much all I have to buy for these mice. So they're actually really worth it. And then over here is my last setup, which is they're just in a great big plastic bin. This is another wheel, and then this is just a homemade waterer. Here's just some food. You can see just some food. But these ones, for some reason, decided not to have any babies, so I'm probably going to have to feed them out and get some new ones in there. And then back over here, this is the last setup. You can see it's all the same basic setup. There are a bunch more babies. Let's see. They're actually very easy to care for. And from these 3 cages, because that one back there isn't producing yet, but from that cage, this cage, and this cage, I get, I'd say, 40 to 50 mice a month. So they're really worth $12 a month, because these are really good quality mice. They're friendly and everything, and I wish I could just find something to do, because I usually have extras. By the way, if you ever have any extra mice, I figured out a great thing to do with them. What you do is you take them, you hold them down, and you hit them on the head, like with the back of a great big knife or something like that, which crushes their skull and kills them instantly. Then you simply put them in a little baggie and put them in the freezer, and you can feed them to your snakes later, so that you don't waste them or have them rot or anything. Anyway, yeah, and then these are the chickens, which, for some reason, they're actually very vicious. They have eaten several of my mice. Oh, and that's my duck. But yeah, I've accidentally dropped a mouse a couple of times, and they literally grab it and then rip it to shreds. And no, I do not enjoy feeding them anything. I don't enjoy being cruel to animals, and I do not do it purposely. But it's amazing what chickens will eat. They're vicious and fuzzy. So anyway, I believe that's all. Thanks for watching my video. Bye.